What's up, guys? It's your girl Nosh. I had an epiphany. I haven't pulled cards on it yet, but I had an epiphany. You ever break up with somebody and get sick afterwards? Or you ever stop talking to someone and you get sick afterwards? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just act like you do, okay? Just act like you do and listen to my humble words for a second. Going forward, if you stop talking to somebody, like you cut contact off with somebody, right? Or you break up with somebody, you divorce somebody, you stop dealing with somebody. Notice your health. Notice your health. If you get sick afterwards, do you know what that means? Congratulations. You have detoxed your ass from that person. Because what happens when you get sick? What happens? Your body is trying to fight the sickness. And what happens? You get a fever. What happens when you have a fever? Your temperature goes up. And what happens when your temperature goes up? You start to sweat. And what do we say? When you start sweating, you're breaking your fever, right? Right? So do you know what that means? You're detoxifying yourself from the individual that you stop dealing with. Or best way to find out if you have broken something karmic, like you broke a karmic contract, right? See how you feel afterwards. You'll be sick for a couple of days. I call that phantom sickness. That's a phantom sickness. You know, where nobody else around you gets sick, but it's only you. That's also called, my friends, timeline jumping. And you know why it all goes hand in hand? Because some of y'all need to stop talking to the people that you're talking to, because those people are the ones that are stopping you from jumping into the timeline that you need to be in. Okay? You guys have to realize something. You were put on this earth for a purpose. You know what your purpose is. No one can tell you what your purpose is. You know your purpose. Your soul knows its purpose. So ask your soul this. Before you go ask any tarot reader, before you go ask any person who does birth chart readings and blah, 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 I'm telling you the real truth here. Why? Because I'm a tarot reader. I read birth charts. I do all that astrology stuff. I do all that psychic stuff. But I'm the one who's telling you, as a psychic, as a medium, as a tarot reader, as a practitioner, stop going to people and asking them what you should be asking yourself. Stop relying on humans, okay? Rely on your spirits, your guides, your ancestors, and God. Sometimes you have to understand, humans are humans. They operate from feelings. And in my book, feelings are just, they're stupid. I'm sorry. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. But feelings are stupid. Because one minute you feel this, the next minute you feel that. Feelings are also raptured in with ego. When you have no ego, you have no feelings. Because ego is what tells you to feel what you're feeling. So if somebody ghosts you, somebody rejects you, it's ego that tells you, oh, they rejected me. They don't think I'm pretty enough. It's ego that tells you, oh, they're jealous of me. This is why they're doing all of this. It's ego that speaks and says, why are they doing this to me? When you have an ego death, okay? An ego death is in a sense where the ego doesn't die. You know, let's just get that straight. Ego doesn't die. It just takes a back seat. When you have an ego death, or when you tell your ego to take the back seat, you start looking at situations without involving yourself, because sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Can I say that one more time? Sometimes the way people treat you have nothing to do with you. It's their own fight that they're having inside themselves, and they're just projecting it onto you. Okay? If some people would just understand this. Legit, sometimes you are just a casualty of war a person is having within themselves. Okay? So please don't feel rejected. Please don't feel unacknowledged. Please don't feel ignored. Because the right people won't make you feel that way. Okay? The right person won't make you feel misunderstood. And I'm being serious about this. You could be with the right person for 20 years and never feel misunderstood. Because that is the right person for you. If you're with someone and every 6 months to every 2 to 3 weeks, you guys have a misunderstanding, that person is not for you. And it's the harsh truth, but you got to clean house sometimes. You got to get rid of the people that misunderstand you. Because what is the cause of misunderstanding? They're not understanding you. They're not comprehending you. Okay? So, back to what I was saying. So, if you get sick, or if you get a little fever, your body starts to get achy after you stop talking to someone, congratulations, you have broken a karmic contract. Or you have fulfilled a karmic contract and now you're leveling up. The biggest sign of you leveling up is you getting spiritually sick. And that's what I call it. It's because your body, your soul is growing. And in the Islamic religion, when we see someone who is sick or going through a sickness, we tell them, congratulations, you're redeeming yourself from whatever bad that has happened. Whatever negativity you are facing, you are redeeming yourself. You are detoxifying yourself from it. Think about that for a second. That's how Muslims look at sickness. In a sense, it's kind of looking at it like you're leveling up. Like, bro, you're sick? Okay, good. Get better. Take the medication you need to take. I'll pray for you. But guess what? You're getting better. Whatever it was in your body has finally surfaced. That's why your body's fighting it now. So whatever was in your space has finally surfaced, motherfuckers. That's why you're getting better now. Because what happens after you get sick? Your body releases it. Your pores literally are releasing that negativity from inside of your body, that bacteria, that infection from inside of your body. And it's letting your body know, bitch, we are sick. We need to take medication because we need to get rid of this. Exactly. Did that ring a bell, bitches? Sorry for being so aggressive, but I'm on a roll. Okay? I'm on a crunchy roll right now. And this crunchy roll is tasting really good. But anyways, so the next time you find yourself getting sick after you have an argument with someone, after you break up with someone, after you have a fight with someone, get rid of that person. Get rid of that person. You don't be with that person anymore. Don't talk to them, because this is your body's way of telling you, this is not good. This is not good for us. Look, since we stopped talking to them, since we're not dealing with them, look, we got sick. That means, you know what? We need to release all of this. So that's just some food for thought that you guys need to kind of take in and think about that. And this also goes for every time you meet an individual. You ever meet someone and you get sick? You ever start dating someone and then all of a sudden you get sick? That is karma. That is karmic right there. That's in a way, it's showing you karma. Because when you, listen, look, I have enough experience to tell you this. There was this one person that I was in a relationship, and every time I turned around, I was fucking sick when I was with him. Every time I turned around, I was sick. Meaning I would either have the flu, I would have a cold, I would have this, I would have that. I was always at the doctor's fucking office. I was always taking antibiotics. When I broke up with this bitch, 5 years later, after we broke up, I wasn't sick anymore. Isn't that funny? I lost weight, right? When I was with him, I gained weight. I was heavier than when I first met him. After I broke up with him, the weight left, the sickness left. I didn't need to take antibiotics anymore. I actually wasn't even eating the way I used to when I was with him. So you really have to realize who the fuck is in your space. And sometimes you need to take a break in order to see this. Because if someone is constantly in your face, you're not going to be able to see it, because you're not going to be able to detach yourself. That is why being detached is so important. Because when you're detached, you're actually more in tune with who you are and your surroundings. You know that saying that says, love is blind? It really is. It really is. Love is blind, and it'll take over your mind. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Eve, 1990s rapper Eve, she told you about it. Love is blind and it'll take over your mind. So when you are constantly integrated with someone, entwined with someone, interlocked with someone, it is hard to see who that person really is. So sometimes when you're up somebody's ass too much, you need to take a break and pull back and see what happens after that. If you tend to get sick, you tend to lose weight, you tend to change your eating habits, you don't need antibiotics anymore. Shit, you're breathing through both of your nostrils. You're no longer having sore throats and shit. It's like, strep what? Who's that? That person was toxic for you. That was karma. That was a karmic tie, a karmic soul tie. And now that you have released it from your atmosphere, from your energy, whatever that was left over, the residuals of it, is going to surface up. And your body is the best compass to show you what is going on. Okay? Or, I'll give you another example. When you're about to break up with someone, you start feeling sick. Your body is a really good focal point to learn from, because your body will tell you. Okay? If you've been dating someone, or you've been friends with someone, and the whole time of your friendship, the whole cycle of your friendship, you have not gotten enough sleep, or you're not sleeping the way you used to, you're not eating the way you used to, you're not being who you were, that is karmic right there. And you gotta learn from it. You gotta learn the lesson from it. Because if you don't learn the lesson from it, it will show up in something else. Like, you know, this whole thing on TikTok that's going on, the ashwagandha, it'll take care of your cortisol levels. It'll make your face less puffier and this and that. You know what? How about this? How about this? If you can't afford to take ashwagandha, because that Goli stuff is really expensive. I'm not going to lie to you, but it does work. It does work. If you guys haven't tried it, I'm not sponsored by Goli or anything, but you try it. Ashwagandha is really good for you. It'll really help you not give a fuck. And it's not even the not give a fuck part. It's you'll be detached. A lot of people think that it's cool not giving a fuck. No, it's actually not cool. It's not. You should be giving a fuck. You know why you should give a fuck? So you can fix yourself. Okay? You should give a fuck on why this person made you behave the way they did. Or why you behave the way you did around this person. Okay? It's very easy to say, oh, I don't give a fuck. I could give two fucks about this and this and that. Yes, I say it all the time, but I really fucking mean it. But I mean it in a sense where, don't get my words wrong, I mean it in a sense where I'm detached. Where it doesn't bother me if you stay or not. It doesn't mean I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. I've come to the point in life where, I shouldn't even use the word I don't care. I have come to the point in life where it's called acceptance, where I understand that not everyone is meant to be in my life. That not every person is supposed to be my friend. That not everyone is going to be there for me. There are going to be times where I'm going to have to do things alone, and I already have prepared myself for that. So I am in acceptance of it. That's the difference between not having an ego. Because ego is the one that says, I don't give a fuck. When you really do. Let's not act like you don't give a fuck. You really do. But you just think you look cool when you don't say it. But not everybody can be a Sagittarius. Because Sagittarius we're not born with that shit. We're literally born detached. If we were attached, we wouldn't be able to see the things that we see. Because we would only be seeing through one perspective, and that perspective would be through ego. That's why we're able to see what a person is going through and why they're behaving the way they are. And we automatically don't take it personal. If you're the type of individual who takes shit personal all the fucking time, that's something you need to work on. Because a lot of times, most of the times, actually, in all cases, the way someone treats you has nothing to do with you. It's something to do with them. They have an underlying issue inside of them that they need to heal. That's why they treat people the way they do. When you love yourself, you don't treat people the way some of these motherfuckers out here treat people. Okay? When you love yourself, you don't resent anybody. When you love yourself, you don't blame anybody for anything. You hold yourself accountable for the actions that you take. Like, no one can make you do anything. I really want you to understand this. And it's nobody else's fault that you did something. It's your own actions. It's your own responsibility. It's your own actions that did what you did. You did it upon yourself. You didn't have to listen to them, but you did. Like, I love it when people say, oh, the devil made me do it. The devil ain't make you do shit. You did it yourself. You didn't have to listen to him, but you did. And it's okay. It's okay you listened, because now you learned. And for the people out there that always, like, you know, blame things on themselves, like, oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. You know, that card gets played out very quickly, because there comes a time where we start to look at that as emotional manipulation. You know, people do that, right? When they want you to feel bad for them, when they want you to listen to them, they automatically go into this mode of, well, it's my fault. You know, I'm the one who did this and I feel guilty for it. And then the other person is like, well, why are you feeling that way? Like, you know, you shouldn't feel that way. People get tired of telling people to feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, if a person constantly feels guilty about what they did, that's something that they need to heal within themselves. That's nobody else's problem. So I'm the type of individual, if you come to me and say, oh, you feel guilty about something, I'm going to say, okay, that sounds like your problem. That's something that you need to fix. And that's where I become the villain. Because I am not emotionally manipulated by this individual who's saying that they feel guilty, because they're expecting me to say to them, oh, no, you shouldn't feel guilty because no, you didn't do anything wrong. No, you know what? If you constantly tell me that you feel wrong about doing something, then you know what? You need to fix that yourself. That is something you need to fix yourself. There has to come a point in time where, in your life, in your journey, where you have to start accepting the things that you do and start accepting who you are. Once the acceptance takes place, it's just like the grieving stage. First it's denial, then it's anger, then it's bargaining, and then it's acceptance. That denial part is the hard part that everybody has an issue getting over. Stop denying who you really are and what you really did. Come to the acceptance of it, and then you'll be able to fix it. An addict does not realize that they're an addict because they're in denial of it. But once they realize they're an addict, they're able to help themselves. That's when they're able to go to recovery. That's when they're able to rehabilitate. But if they are living in denial and seeing that everybody else is the problem, it's not going to help. They're always going to be an addict. You know, like, oh, why do you drink? Oh, because my wife makes me drink because she puts me through stress, so I have to drink. No, that's not true. You choose to drink because you're the one who buys you go to the store and you buy beer on your own. Your wife doesn't make you do it. Your wife doesn't buy it for you. Once you get into an argument with her, what are you doing? You're at the liquor store. You could stop going to the liquor store. You could sit in your garage and you could think about the argument that you and your wife had instead of drowning yourself in liquor. So whose fucking problem is that? Who initiated the bottle to your mouth? You did. Okay. But anyways, going back, because we're digressing here. When you see yourself being different after you let go of someone, please understand that was a karmic contract that you were in, and you were supposed to learn something from it. If you're not getting sick, you're not gaining weight, your sleeping habits are not changing, the stress in your life is not going up, everything is peaceful. Those are the people that you should be around. That's the situation you should be around. That's the atmosphere you should be around. That's the energy you should be around. But if it's the opposite, please get rid of that thing, that place, that person, whatever it is, that thought, that behavior, because it's only going to cause destruction. All right. And some people will resent you for it. Some people will resent you for leaving them behind. And you know what? Again, at the end of the day, that's their problem, not yours. As long as you know that you have the peace that you need, nothing can bring you down. Nobody can stop you from leaving. Once you realize that peace over everything is the most important thing in your life, You will walk away from people without giving two shits. That's when you will not give a fuck, because that ashwagandha will be kicking in, or that natural ashwagandha in your body will kick in, where you'll be so detached. You'll be like, you know what? Every time I drink this, I get bloated. Maybe I don't need to drink this anymore. If you know drinking soda makes you bloated, guess what you need to do? Stop drinking soda. If you know your diabetes get worse every time you have that piece of cheesecake, stop fucking eating that cheesecake. You know you gain weight because every time you eat processed food, you need to stop eating processed food. I don't know how much more I can simplify this. If you know every time you speak to this person, there's nothing but stress or negativity or misunderstanding, or you leave feeling more drained than you got on the phone with them. There's people like that. Some people are energy vampires and they don't even realize it. Or maybe they're in denial of it. Or maybe their ego is too big for them to admit that they're energy vampires. We have some people like this. But that doesn't mean we have to be tied to them. Some of you are dealing with energy vampires that keep getting you fucking sick. And you don't see it. Every time you break up with them, every time you stop talking to them, you get sick, and then when you start feeling better, they come back around. And guess what? You're starting to feel sick again. That's cyclical. No pun intended. So please, please, please start being more in tune. Start being more aware of your surroundings and the people that you are surrounded by. Look at the favorite things that you do. If you're a creator, if you're a content creator, you start being friends with someone and now your content is going down. You don't feel like creating anymore. You don't feel like doing anything anymore. You don't feel like being creative anymore. Check the people around you. Who is taking your energy? that first cough was fake. The last one wasn't. But I'm really talking about this. I'm being serious. If you're a singer, before you started dating this person, you used to sing all the time. Now you started dating this person, you don't feel like singing. You don't feel like listening to music. You need to get rid of that person. You always had money. You always made money. You start being friends with someone. Now you're not making money anymore. Get rid of them. Whenever somebody walks into your life, please do a 6-month check. Every 6 months, check in and see, is everything going good for you? Yeah? Okay, keep moving forward. Another 6 months. Oh, shit. Now stress is starting. Negativity is starting. Get rid of them. Figure out what happened within the last 6 months up until today to make the change happen. I call that the check-in. You must check in with yourself every 3 to 6 months to see what is happening. Are you growing or are you not growing? If you're not growing with a certain individual, get rid of them. We were put on this earth to evolve. If you are not evolving, if you are not changing, something is wrong. You should not be the same person you were 10 years ago. Hell, you should not be the same person you were last week. And if you are growing and you're realizing things and someone is holding you back from the realizations or stopping you from growing, get rid of that person. You are not obligated to anyone and you don't owe anyone anything. Once you realize this, all this karmic shit will stop in your life. You want to know how to stop karma in your life? Stop thinking you have to do something. You don't have to reach out to them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to call them. You don't have to work there. You don't have to have children by them. You don't have to marry them. You don't have to go on a date with them. You don't have to like them. Shit, you don't even have to look at them. When you feel like you have to do something, that is a sign of karma right there. If it's in your hands, if it's in your will to opt out of it, please opt out of it. Because some of us are not even supposed to have karma this lifetime. We're supposed to just be happy and free and just live and learn and experience life as a human. Getting into karmic contracts is pro bono for us. So if you don't have to, you don't, okay? So if you walked away from someone and you're starting to feel like, oh, I should call them, I should check up on them. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's best for you to just keep going. Maybe that's that person pulling on you. Maybe it's that person projecting onto you. Talk with your spirit guides. Talk with your ancestors. Talk to God. See what they say. And if they say, yes, reach out. If they say, yes, reconcile, then go ahead and do so. But if they say no, please listen to them and don't go back. Right now, we're in this energy where we're supposed to be moving forward. We're supposed to be completing all karmic contracts and moving forward. If you're still in a karmic contract, understand what you need to learn and keep moving forward. Stop thinking about how the other person is going to feel, because you know what? At the end of the day, that is not your responsibility. How that other person feels is not your responsibility at all. And if you turn out to be the villain in their story, maybe that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And don't be afraid to be that way. Do not. I always volunteer to be the villain. You know why? Because I'd rather be the villain and help out than be the hero and enable you. I don't want to be the fucking hero, to be honest with you. Okay, I really don't. I'd rather be the villain. Because if the villain is going to be able to help you see what you need to see, then I'd rather do that. That's why I always say, I will forever be in my villain era. You know why? Because I won't lie to you. I will not. You're acting like an asshole, I'm going to tell you you're acting like an asshole. You come to me and you tell me, oh, you feel bad about something, you feel guilty about something, I'm going to tell you, you know what? That's your problem. Figure out why you're feeling that way. I'm not going to tell you, oh, no, you shouldn't feel that way. There's a reason why you're feeling that way. If you really didn't do anything wrong, there's no reason for you to feel that way. And if you are feeling that way, then you need to reflect inside of yourself and figure out what you did wrong. What you did has nothing to do with what other people are doing. Because as Jay-Z said, and even though I don't like to quote him anymore because of the shit that's going down, because Beyonce will know and she'll come after me, I just want to repeat one line that he has always said. What you eat don't make me shit. Okay? And I just want to thank Beyonce, by the way, for everything. I want to thank Beyonce for my YouTube channel. I want to thank Beyonce for people, you know, checking out my videos and liking and subscribing and leaving a comment at the bottom. Beyonce, thank you so much. And on that note, I wish you guys a good day. And I hope you guys make better choices and hold yourself accountable for what is going on in your life. Because what is going on in someone else's life, their life story, their journey has nothing to do with you. You're the main character of your own story, as people are the main characters of their own story. Just like I'm the main character of my story, no, you're not going to be the main character in my story. And no, the fuck, I'm not going to let you be the main character in my story. You have a story, go be in your story. Okay, go find your fucking book and hop in it, hop in your own chapters and be the main character in your story. Okay, we all have a life, we all have a story, we all have a journey. Be the main character in that, okay? Stop trying to be the main character in somebody else's story. All right, guys? Mwah. Love you. Have a good day.